What's up, guys? Today we're going to be discussing the French language. So I'm taking French 1 for my language requirement. And yeah, let me give you an introduction. So most college students fail French for one simple reason. It's that they treat it like it's like a history course instead of you're developing a skill. You're learning to speak another language. So if you're taking French, like me, um, here's a strategy that I'm using to learn it efficiently. So, brief overview. Learning French isn't about memorizing thousands of words. It's about um, basically breaking it down into four skills. So we have vocab, grammar, listening, and speaking. So, first, why most students struggle is that they make common mistakes. They cram before exams, memorize vocabulary without context, ignore pronunciation, and they don't use French outside of class. So a key mindset shift for this is French is like learning French is like playing an instrument. Practicing daily beats occasional marathon study sessions like it would for math or biology or something like that. So part two is understanding the building blocks of French. So vocabulary. Why vocabulary is the foundation. It focuses on greetings, family, food, school, and daily routines. Words like bonjour, merci, étudiant, and université. Um, the goal here is to learn 10 to 20 words per day. Next is grammar. So there's some important words. So être, which means to be, avoir, which means to have, aller, which means to go, and faire, which means to do or make. An example would be je suis étudiant, which means you are a student, or that's the only example I'm going to do. I just started this class. So next is you don't overcomplicate it, and you only focus on learning the present tense first. And then next is pronunciation. So why it matters. French words often sound different from how it's written. Some common challenges could be the French R, the nasal sounds, and silent letters. A tip for this is to listen and repeat daily. Now, listening. So why students freeze during conversations? Because they learn French visibly, like on words on a paper, but not audibly. So the solution is to listen to beginner content every day. We have a resource called My Conversation Trainer, which helps greatly with this. And then you focus on recognizing words before understanding everything. Now, speaking, the most important skill. Speaking forces your brain to use French actively. So some easy practice methods could be reading aloud, talking to yourself, or recording your own voice, which is difficult, to say the least. So part three, my daily French study routine. So step one, I start with a 10-minute vocabulary review using flashcards and spaced repetition. Like Quizlet's perfect for this. Step two is a grammar practice, another 10 minutes. So one grammar topic at a time with 5 to 10 written example sentences. Step three is listening practice, which could take about, again, 10 minutes. Some resources I like to use are the audio recordings in My Conversation Trainer, or just YouTube videos on French. And then next is speaking practice, where I just talk to myself, introduce myself, or yeah, and then talk about my day and describe hobbies or something. And then next is my weekly study plan. So Monday is a new vocab and grammar lesson. Tuesday I have textbook exercises and speaking practice. Wednesday is listening day and vocabulary review. Thursday is writing practice and grammar review. And then Friday is a practice quiz. Saturday is followed by a media day where I look at some media and try and use my skills in a practical sense. And then Sunday is a full review day. Now, next we're going to go on to how to study for French exams. So first you need, for vocabulary tests, it's good to use flashcards. Writing from memory is also good, and using words in sentences. Next is a grammar test. So verb conjugation drills, practice worksheets, and then for oral exams, just practicing topics like introducing yourself, family, some classes, hobbies, or future plans. Now, I have a 12 week roadmap that I'd like to share. It's 200 to 3. So weeks 1 through 3 are learning basic grammar and 200 to 300 words. Weeks 4 to 6 is simple conversation and better listening comprehension. Week 7 to 9 is past tense and short written paragraphs. Week 10 to 12 is 3 to 5 minute conversations and essay writing. And just understanding classroom French. So to conclude this video, you don't need to really be gifted or anything at languages, especially French. It's practically like it's literally like English and Spanish, if it was more like English. You don't need to be naturally gifted at this stuff. Consistency obviously beats talent. You just gotta show up and be ready to learn every single day. And just putting alone 30 minutes every day can completely change your results.